Awesome.
All right, shush. Well, hello. It's time for Moomamo. This is your weekly program all about Mutants and Masterminds, the world's only superhero TTRPG. I don't know why. It's baffling. But this is when we get to hang out with folks in chat, having a conversation about things that are of import to you and to us, like today's topic, 4th edition. Who do we have in chat? Curly Insane Guy's here. I see you, my friend. Bernard is here. Hey, Bernard. Devious, of course. Tempo, good to see you as well. And I'm just presuming you all can hear me. Hornetico, good to see you. Tempo, never, I feel like we are incomplete unless there's a tempo in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Abquintic is making gravy? Sounds suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is not going to like that.
Well, just make sure you put the chicken out of its misery before you put it in the press.
Before you wring it for all of its chicken juices.
Yep.
Look at these two guys. A couple of turkeys, if I ever knew. Good to see you guys.
I feel like I resemble that remark.
You feel like kind of what now?
I feel like I resemble that remark.
Well, as they say, gobble gobble. Hey, we are talking about a very important subject, one that people are waiting on the very edges of their seats because some folks have a vested interest. They provided, feedback and thoughts and prayers and all of those good things. And some because maybe they're hearing about it for the first time and they're like, what's gone on? It's the 4th edition development update.
Yes, indeed.
Right on. So how would we like to construct this? What are we going to come out swinging and just start telling people how many of their hopes and dreams we've destroyed?
Crush them all. Yeah.
Crush them all.
Sad.
Yeah.
So sad. Why don't we start off with an actual update of where things are?
Like that.
And then we can take it from there.
I love it.
So, the 4th edition Mutants and Masterminds Heroes Handbook is currently in editing. And we are expecting an editing turnover in mid-December, at which point Alex and I will review the edited text, make sure everything is in place, make any final adjustments, and get things ready to get handed off to production. As folks may know, we have announced that the 4th edition will be crowdfunding on Kickstarter in January. So when the crowdfunder launches, the Heroes Handbook will be text complete. Things will be handed over to production before the new year. So basically the book will be finished in terms of its text by the time the crowdfunder launches. It'll be moving into layout. So far as
I dig it. And like Curly Insane Guy says, editing turnover, Apple turnover. Yeah, I like it. So, and the thing that is, I think important to note is how much time has been spent reading and listening and surveying and all that kind of stuff. Is there a like a measure of like how much feedback we got? 'Cause we got a lot, right? I mean,
we got a lot.
A lot, a
Yes,
lot.
a lot, a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
it was remarkable.
yeah, it's because a lot of our feedback came through Atomic Think Tank and the like, as in addition to our survey form and email and the like. It's hard. I don't have a clear like word or page count of it, other than the fact there was a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And it really was. It was quite a
it
bit. And
was.
the thing that's amazing about this as
Mhm.
well is that both of you didn't ignore feedback. Like you read it all.
Mhm.
There wasn't feedback that you didn't get exposed to, right?
So far as I know,
For better or for worse.
I was going to say
Right. That's true. That is true.
unless people were hiding
Well,
some
we
of it.
right. No, they, that part I can be certain of. There was nobody hiding feedback.
No.
Okay, awesome. So what I know that there's some questions that you pulled for the update for the
Mhm.
show.
Yep.
And that's folks that submitted questions on the think tank, right?
Yes, that's correct. And
Awesome. Uh,
once we get through those, if folks in the chat have questions, we'll be glad to try and answer those as well.
Now, sounds good. Do you want me to read them and you can answer them, or how would you like to proceed?
Sure. Before we do that, though, I would like to
Yes.
show off our cover art for folks who
Oh.
haven't seen it.
Now, I wonder if chat. I don't think that they're very interested in the cover art.
Yeah, all
Like, I
right,
don't
that's
think that.
fair. We could just skip it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably the best.
This is the
Yeah.
show where
What do
we
you think?
reveal that we're only doing a black and white book for the next edition.
That's
Going
right.
very old school.
Yeah, no
Brown
art.
paper bag in it. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, yeah. While chat
It's
gets
actually
Apple.
draw your own cover sort of situation.
That's right. That's right. How about we? Okay. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. So Bernard doesn't want to see it. Yeah, we are interested. Jeez, everyone is okay. Yeah. So suffice to say that I was wrong about that. They would love to see it. How about we flip over to it right now? Nice. I'm gonna
There we
actually
go.
play around with it a little bit. And
This is the work of the fabulously talented Sean Isaacs, who is a longtime M&M alumnus, having done quite a bit of work on M&M back in the early third edition days.
this looks awesome.
And I will say, Sean was my very first choice for cover artist, and I honestly didn't know if we were going to be able to get him, because of course, as you can see, Sean is very talented,
Yeah.
and is now nowadays drawing a lot of regular comic books for
Yep.
DC and Marvel. And so I was like, he's a real comic artist. I don't know if he's going to want to work for us at this point, but um,
It's great.
he was happy to do it. So it was fantastic. For the fans, Troy, pan all the way over to the left, just so that folks can see that you can in fact see all of Bowman.
Nice.
Just not on the Kickstarter
Absolutely.
image. This is the Bowman cut of the cover.
Yes.
I like it. All right, yeah. So let's go over who these people are.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
Bowman. Yeah.
Yeah. So from left to right, yes, that's Bowman. The big green guy is Tom Cypress, one of the Crime League, their giant resident swamp rage monster. That, of course, is Raven, who has get him tied up, and Captain Thunder in the foreground.
Civilians, I presume.
Yeah, folks under the protection of Siren, who is summoning the water wall that is forming. You see there. There's Daedalus, who is rethinking his life choices because he has Omega by one giant fist.
He's doing his best.
Right? And of course, Omega, our Lord of the Terminus, Lady Liberty in the foreground.
Yeah. There's a guy. Johnny
And
Rocket.
Johnny Rocket on
Rocket
the
Time.
Nice.
far right. Folks have asked where Dr. Metropolis is. He is not in this particular image, but is holding parts of the city together, because we only had room to cram this many characters
Oh, it's so great.
into it. And this is intended to be a wraparound cover for the book.
I like that. And I wonder too, we should kind of explore a little bit of maybe making some posters so folks can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe
I want
they
to
love
this.
I do think this image deserves that, frankly.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. The detail and what a true, like, this is just straight out of the comics. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, that's a nice little treat for everybody. And let's see what folks have to say. Tempo says, I see the saliva. Nice. Yeah. Our attention to detail is job one.
Mm-hmm.
More comic artists. Agreed.
Yeah, we would love
Bowman
to.
Brigade.
That's going to be a Hal thing, but we are talking art for the new edition, and we are going to do a lot of new art for the book. So we're really looking forward to that.
Absolutely. So now Raymond asks, why is Raven the second back in action? And is that Captain Thunder? Yes.
Yes,
or
it
has
is.
Thunderbolt gotten a physical
Yes, it
form
is.
back? And boy,
Nope, that's Captain Thunder.
You're getting into it, friend.
Without getting into too much detail, because we've got plenty of more stuff to do, but Earth Prime is getting a refresh post-Event Horizon and post-third edition when we move into fourth. That is going to bring back a lot of the classic elements of the setting, and is going to relaunch it for the new era.
Let's just say a lot of folks are going to get eaten by that black hole.
Awesome.
I'm working real hard behind the scenes, just hoovering them up.
Spaghettification for everyone. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And boy, everyone in chat is loving every minute of it. As are we.
Tempo,
okay,
the setting is getting updated.
Atomic Think Tank.
Sorry.
For folks to. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, Tempo asked if the setting has been, the timeline has been moved forward. The setting is being updated. The timeline is being updated, not moved forward. There are going to be some changes. It is essentially a setting reboot.
Lovely. And apologies if I might be lagging a little bit behind. I feel like my internet took a little brown out here, but
Oh dear.
So if I'm just rambling on to the to nobody, know that I'll return.
Indeed.
All right. Okay, great. Other questions? There are any updates that you can give about the new development of Earth Prime?
Not right now, Julio,
maybe
but
we save that for another.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
Not right now, but there are going to be plenty of updates and previews as we get more into the updated Earth Prime setting material.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a show unto itself, like a whole discussion kind of how you came to what. Yeah, absolutely.
We've both had some very awesome discussions about things, and as a mega fan of Earth Prime, I think all of you will be very happy with things that have been moving around.
Yes.
Before we okay,
I will say just one tiny preview for folks because several people have asked. Centuria does have a role in the setting, and you'll eventually find out.
Nice.
It's really cool.
I can't wait for folks to hear all about it, but that's exciting. So will Emerald City also get an update?
Yes, this is for the whole of Earth Prime, so the whole setting is getting a refresh.
Yeah, this is funny. Okay. 2 shows for that setting update. Yeah, no, agreed. Can you broadly give a theme? We can't. It's coming, but why don't we put some of that theming, the theming dreaming? We'll let folks kind of marinate on that, and then jump into some of the questions. Now, you on the Atomic Think Tank, you posed the, hey, do you have some questions about 4th edition? And you got a lot of good stuff.
Yep.
We'll start with this. Mark Williams asked, will the volume column in the ranks and measures chart get updated to be accurate?
I hope so. It has already been. In fact, the whole parts of the measurements table have been updated since the playtest edition. We know that, for example, one of the there's a disconnect between the metric and the imperial versions, where one column was ranked too high. So we've generally addressed a lot of that, and there hopefully will be a proofing stage in our production that will allow us to make sure things are as accurate as we can make them.
Nice. Yeah, we just didn't have enough stones to weigh everything, right?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. This is a good question in chat that I think is an important bridge, but it has to do with the Scottish handbook. And it's an interesting question because people are wondering, will 4th edition nullify any of the content that you would find in the Scottish handbook?
I would say that most of what you'll find in Pharaohburg will carry over into 4th edition without too much trouble.
I tend to agree. Yeah.
Lovely. Now, guys, I don't want to make you nervous, but Owen Casey Stevens is in chat right now. And he says, I missed the beginning. Has the question of having it an open license of some kind been addressed? No, not yet.
Nope.
But will be, but not during this program. But that information is forthcoming, and we're very excited to talk about it.
That too is an episode of its own.
It really is. It is. Yeah. Let's see here. Jared, is it asked? Yeah, it looks like Jared asked, are there plans to do a revised and updated power profiles like what was done for 3rd edition?
Not exactly as such. There are plans to start off with. We've got a rough 3-year plan for 4th edition. But that said, we're also staying open to adjusting our plan as things progress. We've already gotten a lot of great feedback from folks during the playtest on the sorts of things they would be interested in for the new edition, and that has already influenced the direction of some of our plans.
Nice.
So while I don't think you're going to necessarily see a straight up update of power profiles, I think that you may see a book that has a lot of that kind of content in it. I know that Alex and I have been talking about something that's more of essentially an sort of advanced character design book, and that would have a lot more archetypes and more options as far as that goes, and that's where you probably would end up seeing something like that. But that is just in the discussion stage. There's nothing scheduled or planned yet.
So one of the things I want to clarify for folks, there's a long-standing, if you say Vigilante's Handbook, it adds another 3 months to the, just as a kind of tongue-in-cheek. And so we've opted to calling it the Scottish Handbook, pulling from Alex's theatre experience. But yeah, so Mr. Monkey, just to be clear, when we were talking about the Scottish Handbook, we're talking about the Vigilante.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So and to be clear, it is not a 4th edition product. It is going to be one of the last 3rd edition books. But a lot of the content within should be fairly system agnostic because it's a lot of GM advice for how to handle this genre of story.
Yeah, indeed.
So it should be very useful even going into your 4th edition games.
Now,
Indeed.
both Owen and Claude are demanding an actual Scottish handbook of some kind. So, so there you go.
Well, you're gonna have to live with the Scotland section of Atlas of Earth Prime for now. But.
That's right. You're welcome, Mr. Monkey. And thank you for suffering our inside jokes and all that. But let's see. I wanted to grab something that I saw somebody say. I am. Where did it go? It was
Just
really
scrolled on by.
good. It did. I lost it. Sorry, friends. Hey, do me a favor, friends. If you've got a question and it hasn't been answered, feel free to drop it in again. And I will release you from your toil just as soon as I see it. But we have a question from the Void watching. Can you drop any hints as to new lore timeline updates?
I can't do anything right now. Tartan City is taking me out.
Tartan City.
Tartan City.
That is awesome. I feel like we did kind of address this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
The new lore.
The chat has gone to plaid.
The chat has gone full tartan. I like this.
Also, Owens, there's no villains in Scotland. They've all been killed. Oh
my God, that is gold. Comedy gold.
Right.
So just Void, just so you are aware when you're watching this on demand, or maybe you're hanging out and sort of lurking, as the Void is often wont to do, especially when it's watching. There's lots to say about the development and the storyline. We'll be sharing more of that in more depth in the future.
Yes.
Squire Cortez, Squire, we like that guy. What is the current thinking on toughness and buying direct? Is protection still going away?
Yes. Per quite a bit of feedback on the subject, toughness is no longer a special child. It's the same as all the other resistances. And so you just buy it up the same as all the other ones, with the usual limits, power level limits on toughness. So there is an enhanced toughness option for those of you who are getting your toughness from powers rather than just being innately really tough. And it essentially does the same thing as the protection effect. It's just called something different. And the enhanced resistances are all essentially handled together as a subject matter.
Love it. Related-ish. How will this is Mr. Monkey asks, how will damage and afflictions be leveled?
Unclear what you're asking.
Yeah, maybe elaborate it.
If Monkey, if you want to clarify, I'd be happy to tell you what I can.
Love it. Next question is from one Raymond Stegman. Will there be a quick start character generator in the main book similar to the one in the Deluxe Heroes Handbook for 3rd edition?
Yes. So the archetypes in 4th edition all feature a series of random tables that you can use to pick different sets of traits, much like the quick start character generator in 3rd edition. In a couple places, it is a little bit more simplified, but essentially the same concept, and you can use those to randomly roll up characters. You pick an archetype and just go through the tables, or, of course, because the tables are all balanced to add up to a starting character, you could just go through the lists and pick the things you want.
Lovely. Devious, to answer your question about Kickstarter stretch goals and all of that, there will be stretch goals. We're putting kind of that puzzle together now, and as soon as we have all the answers, so too shall you.
It would be premature for us to talk about those.
Very much so. Very much so. And then RC's asking, hey, RC, good to see you, friend. What's the current plan for VTTs and or character creator apps for 4E? Well,
right.
Go for it, Steve. You want to answer the? You want to
after you try.
I was just going to say, We will be in all the places that you expect us to be, and with full support for fourth edition. We'll continue, of course, the love for third edition. It's not like we're going to just pretend like that didn't happen. It's it's going to be supported, and as we look to future VTT opportunities, the third edition will play a role in that, and of course fourth edition. So there's a lot to unpack, but I'll be honest with you right now, it's getting the bits and pieces done on the active product, and then focusing on the Kickstarter, and then we'll kind of circle back to VTTs or build a little VTT love into the Kickstarter itself. So lots of things to still be discussed.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot has changed. The very fact that virtual tabletop exists is not really a thing that we dealt with back when third edition was being designed.
Right.
And so we're taking that much more into account, both in fourth edition's design and its support. And we're definitely planning on providing VTT support for it going ahead. I think the fact that the game text will be essentially complete by the end of the year will give us a good head start on beginning to do that.
Absolutely.
Because as folks may know, getting things onto virtual tabletop platforms is a really laborious process.
Intensive. Yeah.
As far as that goes.
And then we'll have some exciting stuff to talk about as it relates to Foundry as well, and a lot of things moving around in the background. And as soon as the fog of war clears, then we'll be able to kind of share more deets about it. Let's see, what's the that's already answered the question. I hope. Gene says, I hope next year there'll be a preview of the new art.
Well, yes.
100%. Promise you that. Now, Mr. Monkey clarifying says, I mean, how damage and affliction will be in the same level.
Okay. I'm going to still guess at what you're asking. But the way it's set up in fourth edition, both damage and affliction effects have the same base resistance check, in that it's 10 plus the rank for the DC. So they'll be similar in that regard. Alex, is there something I'm missing on that?
No, I think that's what they're asking. It could be sometimes damage feels more effective than an affliction, but I think normalizing the save, I think, is a very good step in the right direction to make them feel like they're equally useful.
Yeah, I think so.
I dig it.
That's been my experience running fourth edition for the last month or so.
Let's see. Tempo asked about cross compatibility, specifically whether past or previous M&M edition products can still be used for fourth edition.
Well, one thing I will say is that the math of M&M has stayed pretty consistent for the most part. And I think that that's largely true for fourth edition as well, in that if you pick the strength bonus of a character, for example, from even second edition or third edition, it's pretty much going to stay the same. Largely speaking, I think the same thing for things like their intellect and a lot of things, skill modifiers, all of that stuff. Power ranks may vary slightly, but most of them, especially ones that are resisted, are going to stay pretty consistent as well. I've been tinkering with a lot of second and third edition characters with an eye towards updating them to fourth, and a lot of the numbers are very consistent. So if you're willing to squint a little, in terms of the exact wording of things, it comes over pretty well, and I find conversions to be pretty fast.
Yeah, likewise, I feel the same way after moving 30 plus pre-gens to fourth edition.
Right.
What I found is that it's easy to convert, and it's also I have found a lot of ways to really drill down character concept to make them feel more like I imagine them in my head in the character creation process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of ways to really add flavor and individuality to each character. So, and that could just be because I'm used to building lots of M&M characters. So it can, in my head, I've got a formula, and now this is an injection of new into the formula. But the characters feel more true to how I imagined them at the end of the process.
Yeah.
Nice. Owen says, go ahead, Steve.
Well, I was just going to say, for folks in the chat, one thing I have to say, I can't tell you anything about a new edition of anything. As far as whether or not we're going to do new editions of every single Mutants and Masterminds book that's ever been done, we can't tell you.
Yeah.
We have plans. There's stuff coming. I will tell you, most of our plans are not to just repackage old stuff. We want to do books. We want to take a new approach and do books that are new. They may have familiar characters or content in them, but we don't want to just do, hey, it's the 4th edition version of this book you've had before.
Roll, everybody. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And Owen says, back in our day, tabletops were literal, and we had to walk uphill through the snow to go play on them. That's
both ways.
Both ways. And real splinters from those tabletops. Like,
yes.
Now they're digital VTT stuff. Let's see. Yeah, January. That's right. Well, and thank you for folks in the chat for answering the questions that I do appreciate that. And one of the things I love about the Mutants and Masterminds community. But Bernard asked about when we saw the Kickstarter launching, and it's January, right?
January. Yes. Yeah. I recommend folks go over to Kickstarter now and sign up on the Kickstarter page for M&M, and you'll be the first to be notified as soon as it goes live.
And that link is going to be dropping in the chat in mere moments. I want to also let you folks know. So the reason why it's important that you sign up is that it is just shown mathematically that the more people who sign up and have, shared the sign up with other folks, the better those Kickstarters do. It's just, even if everybody intends to buy, or even if you just want to watch the development, sign up to be updated. We really try not to spam people. I mean, we don't, contrary to, maybe one or two persons who are like, what is this email I'm getting? But this, we've got some great things that we'll be announcing, and you'll want to keep your eye on that space and be a part of all the news as it unfolds.
Yes.
There are a couple questions or some enthusiastic mentions of Paragons and how that might be hooked up into 4th edition or utilizing Mutants Masterminds 4th edition. What do you have to say to that, Steve?
Well, I'm always happy when people remember Paragons fondly. And I will say right at the moment, there aren't any plans. But as I said, our plans are ongoing and evolving. We have a lot of stuff we want to do. A lot. And so it's just going to be a matter of time and resources. We are going to try and create the very best version of M&M for folks. That involves focusing on a lot of the sort of essential core products. And as fond as I am of Paragons as a setting, it doesn't really fall into that category. So it's probably not something you would see for at least a couple of years on the outside.
Something fun to dream about or think about, but not right on the
I would love to play around with the setting again some more, but
awesome. And this is the question I was looking for. Thank you so much. Is there ongoing adventure support plan for 4th edition?
Yes. Alex, you want to talk a little about that?
Yeah. So as you know, we're working on Event Horizon right now to end 3rd edition, but we do have plans. Steve and I have both discussed a first adventure path for 4th edition to come out around the launch of the new books. But I'm not sure what all we could say about that other than it will be a fun world tour of Earth Prime as
it's
stands.
An Earth Prime adventure series. We can say that. And we are looking, and this is one area where we're making a bit of the exception to, redoing products, is we are definitely looking to update the existing Astonishing Adventure products to 4th edition, because they're electronic products. That's something that we can do relatively easily. And that way we can have a bunch of 4th edition adventures that are ready to run pretty much right from the get-go.
Nice. Bernard saying, so I assume 4th edition book won't be available at Gen Con 2026?
I can't say as far as that goes, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to.
Yeah.
But love to in one hand and whatever in the other, and which one fills up first.
Release date is above my pay grade.
Right. That's right. And really, at some point, just out of our hands, we all best laid plans and all that. Jeremiah says,
if wishes and wants for candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. I think that's what Troy was thinking.
That is sort of what I was thinking. Yeah, a variation on a theme, we'll say. Jeremiah, always good to see you. Thank you for your continued support and hanging out with us as we talk about all the Mutants and Masterminds goodness. But so I like the question just because it's sort of like, is there something you can kind of speak to that new rules wise that sort of stands out as the big shift or change or addition?
Well, there are a number of things, but I'd say that one of the biggest ones is the addition of reactions as an option in the action economy. Basically, breaking the character's actions down into standard, simple, free, and reaction opened up a lot of interesting design opportunities in terms of advantages, power modifiers, actions, and just how characters do things, and allowed us to also retrofit a few elements of the system that basically should have been reactions all along. And so we made them into reactions, like countering, like interposing, like pretty much any of the things your character does that is an interrupt that interrupts somebody else's action or is in response to somebody else's action. And it's definitely one of my favorite innovations in 4th. And I think that it creates a really fun dynamic in the gameplay, as well as options for characters.
Nice. Adrian,
it's really one of my favorites too, because it feels like dialogue or combat's more of a dialogue now, is how I've sort of been describing it, where you're not just waiting for your turn, you're keeping an eye out on what's going on for the things that trigger your reactions and coming up with plans and things like that, which it's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Yes. Believe it or not, RC. Or she says, wait, are you telling me y'all are trying to create new and original content? Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
Let's see. And Adrian, I'm sorry, I was going to say you made it right on time. The good news is anything that you might have missed, you can just scroll back the tape and listen to your heart's content. Let's see. Julio has a question about one last question about certainly the last. This is certainly the last question right here on Earth Prime.
No doubt.
Is the setting keeping its long legacy of superheroes?
Yes, that is absolutely true. There would definitely be some historical updates, but Earth Prime is definitely still going to have a long history of superheroes and super-powered characters.
Lovely. Now, Bernard says this word, and it reminds me. Hey, friends, no matter where you're at right now, whether you're watching over on Facebook, maybe you're hanging out on Twitch, or maybe you are here at YouTube, do me a favor, like the stream, leave a comment, share it with a friend, share it with someone whom you think will love this podcast, and then do it again, and then do it 5 more times. And it really does help us out quite a bit. The growth that we get on videos that have lots of engagement is it's exponential. And so really appreciate all of that. And then folks who are watching on demand, I want to make sure that to pop into look at the live chat that happened at the time that this was broadcast, because lots of great stuff. It's not all shenanigans. Sometimes it is more shenanigans than not, but generally speaking, there's always something to take away, or something you wish you didn't have to take away. Let's see, quality of the system fluff. Okay, thank you for that. B. Tolput says, signed up the day we saw it in Atomic Think Tank. Want you guys to see the numbers of us excited. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, friend. Really do appreciate that.
Great.
And it means a lot. It really does.
It really does.
Let me pull from our list here. Grant Woolsey has got a question about Hardened. So Hardened seems to be exceptionally good from what I've seen, bordering on auto take. Is there any plan to reduce its effectiveness a tad or raise the cost?
Nope. I will note that Hardened is properly referred to as improved resistance in the current draft. It applies to all resistances, not just toughness. That is, you can say you can have improved dodge or improved will or the like. The thing that improved resistance does, for folks who are not familiar, is if you are resisting an effect with a rank equal to or less than your improved resistance rank, you roll 2 dice and take the better of the 2 results. On average, it's about a 20 to 20-something% improvement in your effectiveness in resistance, which, considering improved resistance falls right in between normal resistance and impervious resistance, which is essentially no effect at all, feels to me like a pretty fair amount of improvement. It is effective, which it should be, because if it was ineffective, why would anyone want it? So I feel like it's hitting the right spot.
Nice.
As far as that goes. Just to answer the immediate question, it is a modifier that applies to resistance.
Perfect. So, and I believe this is Void. Correct me if I'm wrong, friend, but what parts of 4E are you most happy with, proud of? Conversely, what are parts of 3rd edition are you most glad to have been able to change?
Well, that's a good question. I think I'm very happy with a lot of the, sort of a lot of the new elements of the game. I don't want to keep going on about reactions, but those things. I love our mastermind rules. I think that is a really fun system that makes solo characters a much more interesting opposition for a group of heroes. And just sort of the general way we've refined the system overall, and how the parts all sort of mesh together a little bit better.
Yeah, Steve, I want to talk about menaces for a second.
Menaces, thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
But not even just as solo villains, they're also really interesting in a group because of the way the bonus reactions they get stacks up. If there's a decision you have to make. Do I focus on the mastermind, the menace character, or do I take out the minions knowing that the menace will be more dangerous?
Will become more dangerous when I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I ran into a really cool, I incorporated a menace boss fight with a challenge sequence at Yukon a couple weeks ago, where they had to decide, well, their minions are doing the thing that we need to stop being done. But if we take out more of the minions, the main villain is going to be a bigger problem for us. And it was a really interesting dilemma that they had to solve. That was, yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
nice.
I think so too.
And thank you for asking this question. When I think about what I'm most proud about is the chapters devoted to the Gravyverse. It was it's a labor of love, truly.
It's really it's quite moving.
Yeah,
I think it's really a good labor of love at this point.
We're still working on getting all the lumps out of it, but
oh no.
It's just such an evocative setting.
It's true. It really is. Savory.
Yeah. Everybody remember, this is the time of year
Yeah,
Gravy Squatch
absolutely.
is most powerful.
Savory. Yeah, absolutely. That's right. That's right. The closer we get to the moon, no, I don't even know what's going on. Let's
Thanksgiving,
see.
Troy.
Yep.
Thanksgiving's like gravy day.
That is so derivative. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Will higher degree from the affliction, extras, and flaws post in the Atomic Think Tank forum on the Freedom City Library be back? Wow. Okay, sorry, Mr. Monkey, I butchered that, but
I am
does that
fairly sure the answer to that is no. But I am not 100% remembering what that is. So
I'm not either. I was like, that's a
but
mouthful, and I do not
but
recall.
I am fairly sure that the answer to that is no.
Got it. One David Bolak says, will the volume include sample character builds? I find them super helpful.
Mm-hmm. That is going to be a big dependent on space. What I think we may end up doing is much as we did for third edition, where we did the Sentinels characters for Emerald City. We may present a lot of sample builds as downloadable characters that folks can grab off the website and use as pre-gens and use as examples.
Nice.
But it's something that may be difficult to take up a lot of page count in the book with, because the book is jam-packed as it is. And although Green Ronin's unofficial motto is, hey, let's just make the book bigger, we are really trying to keep the Hero's Handbook as both as filled with good material and as sleek as we can.
Lovely. Now, Owen brings up a really great question in general, and that is someone brand new to the whole superhero genre, and they want to play our game. What is the sweet spot of M&M for fourth edition supers, or are we doing something to kind of onboard people that might be trying it for the first time?
Well, I think in terms of, if you're talking about in terms of character creation and like people's games, we're still aiming at power level 10 as sort of the default place to start, because that's where we think the characters are sort of at their most super, as starting characters. But one of the great things I have enjoyed about M&M over the years is that it scales remarkably well. And that I've run M&M games from power level 6 to power level 14 or 15, and they've all been pretty smooth so far as that goes. So I think the sweet spot is kind of wherever you like in there. We're definitely going to still pitch towards power level 10 as the place to start, but you have a lot of options.
Nice. And then as far as like the new user experience, or do we have some thoughts or plans kind of rolling around in the brain meats?
As far as
A lot of times folks will do some extra work to kind of get a new player onboarded to the Mutants Masterminds experience, and I'm just wondering if you wanted to speak at all to sort of how that might have influenced some of the decisions that you made.
Well, we tried to make things as approachable as we could, while also maintaining the things about Mutants and Masterminds that people love.
Yeah.
There was the discussion about does Mutants and Masterminds need a point build system at all? And that's the one of the things people love about it. Unfortunately, it's occasionally also the thing that some people hate about it. So we decided to go with the love on that. And if you want the option of rolling up a character, it's built into the book to do that. And if you want the flexibility of designing it yourself, you can do that too. But I hope we streamlined some of the math a bit, but at the same time, I can't tell you there's not going to be math.
Right, that's right. Hey, and to answer your question, which is Alex running a VTT game for backers going to be one of the tiers? And actually, what we're going to be doing is one of the tiers is we're going to mail Alex to your home.
We're still working out the air holes in the crate and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we tried some over the summer. We tried some variations and did some testing, and I think we're getting real close because we want you to get the full experience.
The problem is I am inherently ungovernable. That's the problem.
Yes, it truly is. It truly
is squirrely when it comes time to getting that packing tape around the box. He's just yeah. And then, so I do think this is one of the exciting things about fourth edition is, as Stan said, we're adding fun. It's kind of a new notion, but I think it'll work out.
work
out.
I am open to the idea if it works out as a stretch goal for backers who might want to pay the Alex Thomas tier prize if you want.
Right.
Yes. We'll call it the Tears of Alex. Hey, you know what I was thinking, Alex? It might even be fun when we kick it off to do like a one shot or like one of Alex's famous 5-shot one shots or something.
Yeah, historically, I'm great at those.
Yes, absolutely. You just want to give more, and that's we love you for it.
That's my problem.
Let's see. A lot of questions about. I think you might have answered rather the question about archetypes and PDFs and fourth edition villainous archetypes. Is that a thing that's happening?
Well, I can tell you that the Masterminds manual, which will be the first book after Hero's Handbook, is going to have 22 villain archetypes that are fully detailed and have pages and pages of content and variations, including versions of the villain archetypes that folks are familiar with from Game Master's Guide in 3rd edition, along with the vast collection of minion archetypes and supporting archetypes. I've in fact just finished updating all of those, working on Masterminds manual. So that will be a pretty good start. And then we're also doing a big book of villains as one of our first source books after that. So there will be no lack of things for you to punch.
I love that. Now, are these going to be new villains for 4th edition, or some new, or
the archetypes is going to be a mix of the familiar ones from Game Master's Guide, along with a few new ones.
Yeah.
And likewise, the Most Wanted book is going to be a lot of revisiting our favorite, most nefarious Earth Prime bad guys. But there are definitely going to be some changes and updates along the way.
Nice. I love that. And this is kind of along the lines of sort of the new player experience, but this a little bit more focused in the new rules going to simplify the character creation process for new players?
I hope so. It is one of those things where we looked for ways to do that didn't take away from the essential way M&M works. So there's definitely going to be the option of, again, using the archetypes, using the process of randomly generating characters or picking from those pre-generated lists. But beyond that, apart from, again, we're talking about maybe doing more archetype resources for players. We're hoping that the process of picking things to put a character together is a little simpler.
Got it. Owen asked an interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. Did you want to add to that?
Oh, I think one of the big things we've been focused on is the onboarding process for M&M, where there is the selecting your character by these options and it being a viable option gets you to the gameplay part, which is the very fun, bombastic, cinematic experience without ever having to worry about the point buy system until you're interested in the game. and then you have this grasp of how the game works, and you could start building your own characters as you want. You could engage with it at your level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. This is an interesting question and a hard one, I'm imagining, but Owen asks, without trying to get you to say what the product might be, are there any products you are considering for 4E that you don't think 3E would have handled well?
I think that offhand, our VTT support is going to work better with 4E than with 3E, because we built 4E with that in mind. So some of our scaling and action and movement rules and all of that other stuff work a little bit better with virtual tabletop, I think. And so I think that will be an easier process than it would have been.
Yeah, even the new area of effect options and the the way movement has changed a little bit, I think is going to play really well for VTT.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like that. Let's see.
I think Least Wanted is a book that would be much better in 4th edition than it would have been in 3rd edition.
Yes.
I love that. I also love the new Nerf expansion of powers as realized by Nerf weapons. That's going to be a fun addition as well.
It's Nerf or nothing, baby.
That's right. Devious asks, can you tell me more about what new conditions have been added and changed and how that plays into affliction power effects?
Sure. All right. Is everybody listening closely? First degree afflictions: dazed, deafened, disabled, 1 trait; fatigued, figment, hindered, impaired, indifferent, lowered, -2; prone, unaware, 1 non-accurate sense; or vulnerable. 2 degrees: blinded, compelled, defenseless, disabled, exhausted, favorable, frightened, immobile, lowered, -5; phantasm, stunned, susceptible, particular effect or descriptor, unaware, 1 accurate sense, or unfavorable. 3 degrees: controlled, debilitated, delusion, helpful, helpless, hostile, incapacitated, paralyzed, sleeping, susceptible, transformed, unaware, or weakness to a particular effect or descriptor. Got all of that?
Yeah, that's great. So hopefully that answers your questions. I can't help but note that nonplussed didn't make it into the conditions.
No, nonplussed did not make it onto the the conditions list.
That's kind of just normal, isn't it?
It
right.
is. Yeah, that's
you're not
some kind of the resting state. Yeah, I like that.
I do think susceptible is really cool though, because there are so many times where players look at me in the face and they're like, "Does this thing have a weakness?" And I can be like, "Give it the susceptible condition. It can have whatever."
And that it does.
Ta-da! I think that this bears repeating, at least for the first part of this. And B Topet wondering, I hope I'm saying that right, friend. But did I miss response on licensing? More to come, more information to come on that. That's a whole show unto itself with some workshops that leading up to it, and there's a lot to discuss and discover, but not today. So buckle up, it's going to be fun. And then the Masterminds manual.
So Masterminds manual is going to be our game master source book. It is coming after Heroes Handbook, and I am working on the text now. And it is going to be basically all the helpful resources, advice, and guidance for game masters.
Lovely. Let's see. I thought for a moment that Paul Rue was talking about. Do you remember when we first started Boomammo and it was superhero slap fight? No, it was superhero sound fight. Like what?
Oh yeah,
that was so fun and absolutely ludicrous. But I went back and looked at Alex. Your first appearance on Mutants and Masterminds was pretty early in our. I think you might have been maybe the second person or third. But I went back and watched it. First of all, A, we all look like babies, and and B, we're having fun. We're still having fun. I love it.
oh yeah.
So there you go. And let's see here. Exponential sounds like Marvel's new X-Men spinoff. Yes, right, exactly. Shenanigans mentioned. That's true. Everyone pull your bingo card out. Gene says, will we see all new heroes? And we will see all new heroes and villains, right?
You're going to see some.
There you go. Answer, yes. Oh, that's really sweet. Curly Insane Guy would like to propose to us, and to you, Claude, we say, I do. We do. All three of us. Let's see. I'm going to
very
blow
modern.
past this. We are very, very modern here. There are so many great questions here. So many good things. I'm going to pick maybe two more, and then I'm going to let you guys off the hook. Let's see. I'm backing at the level where Steve and Alex get mailed to my home. Listen, for the low price.
Oh, look, Steve, you got roped into it too.
Right?
Yeah, sponsor a dev today. Any plans for simultaneous release on other countries? That's a good question. I think that we'll go back to the ops team and ask about that.
Indeed.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to skip that. Talk about that.
Yeah, you have to remember from the dev team's perspective, the books actually getting printed and like shipped places is just magic to us.
That's right. Happens. Yeah. You just know there's a big ship involved.
Yeah, something like that.
Let's see. Is this? Let's see. I'm sorry. Sorry, just taking notes on what level was Yassified on again. Paul, you are an affliction. Let's see. There's a lot of people very excited about it. Lots of enthusiasm, and I know, friends, that you're going to have a ton more questions. But the beautiful thing is, we'll have a ton more time to answer them. And to everything, it's season, and for this particular episode of Mutants Masterminds Monday, we'll kind of put a cap on it. And
we'll just say for now that there will be many more previews between now and, of course, during the crowdfunder.
That's right. And if you're real good, maybe Gravy Squatch will come to your house and fill one of your shoes with some lukewarm gravy.
I don't have to ride with Gravy Squatch to their house, right? I can go out my own way.
Gravy Squatch wants to talk to you a little bit. He's got a bigger sack this year, so he thinks he can just drag you around with him.
Right. We're talking about transitioning to the Gravyverse as a
that's right,
a possible shortcut.
That's right. So, friends, if you have any feedback on the Gravyverse, Gravy Squatch, or Alex's role as Gravy Squatch's best friend,
please raise enough money for me to Uber wherever I need to go instead, please.
A lot of the work that we've done here and that Steve and Alex have, as they've been kind of gathering and processing the feedback, has happened in the Atomic Think Tank. And so if you're not hanging out there, and you're missing out on some stuff. And the good news, it's free. And you can join by going to atomicthinktank.com and answer 3 very, very simple questions. You must answer them or you shall not pass. And then a world of delight will open up to you. As a matter of fact, it's so delightful that we've got a whole segment on what's in the tank that we'll be moving into in just a moment. Steve, what else is going on in the Steve Kinson cinematic universe?
Well, I am working away on Masterminds Manual and am just about finished with the archetype chapter. Moving on from there to the rest, it's going to be a chock full book, much like our Hero's Handbook, and looking forward to making Thanksgiving dinner for my whole family.
Yeah, that's right. 'Tis the season. Alex, what's going on with you this week? You got a busy week, or are you taking some time for turkey?
I mean, it's pretty chill, but in about 25 minutes, I'll be doing my office hours. So if you want to come chat about M&M or Titan City or Alan Wake, whatever you want to talk about, I'll be over at twitch.tv/Untold Stories Project.
Nice.
But other than that, it's all black holes all the time in my world right now.
Yes, that's right. Ask Alex all he's learned about black holes.
Yeah, I've learned the universe is uncaring, and I've unlocked a new level of Eldritch Horror.
We should do a sort of Alex talk on black holes. Maybe a salon style presentation in the tank. Hey, I wanted to say something to you two guys. We've been doing this program for years now, and I will tell you that there has never been a Monday that I didn't absolutely enjoy our time together talking about Mutants and Mastermind stuff. It's really, I find myself particularly thankful. This is our moment of gratitude, but I really do look back on all of the stuff that we've done and the shenanigans and the silliness and also just what we've been able to do to connect with the community. And I feel really, really good about it. I couldn't think of two better co-hosts to kind of, move these nerds through this universe, through the multiverses.
It's always a delight to be here with you both.
Fantastic. So have a lovely Thanksgiving, you two. I'm sorry, Alex, you were like, I didn't want to.
I said same. Yeah, I agree. You guys are great. I'm thankful for you and the chat.
Yeah, and what I love about this is, unlike many of the things that we kind of face on a day-to-day basis, this never feels like a chore. It's a nice escape from the things. But awesome, thank you guys so much. I'm going to let you go so you can get your turkey prepped and your juiced. Is that what happens, Alex? I forget.
Oh, I'm not involved in that process. I just get to show up and eat the
got
the food.
you. That's right.
I'm gonna buy a pie and I'll be helpful.
Nice. That will be that, and then so we'll be back next week on Monday, and then the one thing that I'm a little shocked at is that I believe it's in December, we will have another
planning episode.
What in the world? So, friends, you have that to look forward to as well. But I will let you two go. Thanks again so very much as I look for my music. Here it is. I've found it.
Hi, everybody.
Hey friends, did you know that we've got a resource? It's a community hub. It's just anything that you could possibly think of. If Green Ronin publishes it, talks about it, or loves it, it's in the tank, and it's the Atomic Think Tank. It is a place where good things happen, collaborations, new ideas, all kinds of good stuff. And what's in the tank is an opportunity for our good friend, Devious, to tell us more about the Habs. There's always something going on. Isn't there, my friend?
Yes.
There you are. I'm really good. I feel like I'm lagging a little bit, which is a little weird. But also, why? Let me get rid of this. We need the full Devious experience.
Oh my
friend, let's talk. What is going on in the tank?
Well, of course, the big news. Dun dun dun. 4th edition funding in Kickstarter in January. Of course, what this entire episode was about. And in that, that's one of the big things in the M&M Commons. Of course, we also have a little bit of thing. I do want to relate to people that Jack is now home from his trials and tribulations with the surgery. If you want to help contribute, we would greatly appreciate it. The man is hurting right now, and he needs every little bit of help he can get to back on the train, because the man is a phenomenal world builder. Definitely worth checking out his streams. And also there are links there for the products that he sells as well. Fantastic.
He's just a darn great human being. And, it's rough for independent creators who are out there doing a thing. If they get waylaid by, I believe it was appendicitis.
Yep, it was appendicitis.
Yeah, when he was out, and then he had to go back in, some complications. Yeah. But he persists and prevails, and we should give him as much support as we can. So they'll find links and stuff in the tank.
Absolutely, and he's a creator, but he's also not only a creator; he's also a professional game master. And this has basically made it so he can't do what normally brings an income for him as a professional game master. So he's hurting right now. They need assistance. It's just a good cause for a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
onward to the new in the Freedom City Library. I did a article on double dipping, flaws, and complications. Also, Steinberg put up one on the need for a fourth edition character generator. I agree with that. We're going to see what we can do there. Hopefully, you guys will be able to put something together for that. And also on the GM challenge, I have been enamored by a new game. It is Dispatch. So much so that I think that Dispatch is, and that's a very great scene.
Evocative. I mean, yeah, it's a very, very memorable art. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. But basically, I would love to hear what you would do to make a Dispatch type environment in either like Earth Prime or your own game setting.
Nice.
Different considerations that you might want to take, into play. Different things to think about, and just different ideas on how to set everything from the tone and theme to narrative and campaign hooks, player agency, etc., etc.
Lovely.
I have also put kind of a companion challenge in the Aegis files, and that is to make Dispatch characters. And you can either make the characters from the game or make your own, and it's a low PL. It's PL 6 to 8. Basically, make it, and you can make it in 3rd edition if you want, or you can make it in 4th edition if you want. The idea is just basically to get your brain juice flowing and making those characters and put together something that kind of pays homages in the same tone as Dispatch.
And in this context, PL, of course, meaning pastrami lettuce.
Power level. Well, yes, pastrami lettuce.
Yeah,
that's what that means. Absolutely. And for new in the Aegis files, I put the Aegis files challenge in there, but it's been so long since Chris Davies has put 1,000 anything in the tank. I'm glad to see that he's come out of.
Finally, he's stepping up. Yeah,
I mean, know. God,
jeez, what is this guy been up to? Of course, we're being sarcastic because Chris Davies is nothing if not ubiquitous.
A machine.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally birthing whole new universes filled with millions of people in the tank. So come up just to see that, And here's the other thing too: all of these heroes and villains and concepts, these are things that you can use. You can borrow them. You can take inspiration from them. You can, I don't know, change their names and make them your new best friends around the house. Whatever you like to do, that's what the tank's
file off the serial numbers, make it your own. It's all good.
Yes,
indeed. I mean, there are literally thousands of characters in there now, thanks to people like Chris Davies, Steinbrewer, Matt Mabray, and just a lot of heavy hitters. Jack Kellum's a great contributor that we just mentioned a little while ago as well. Just there's so many great valuable characters in there to pick and choose from, and it's all available for you for free. This is all the community sharing what they love to do.
It's a big lending library. Yeah,
exactly. And of course today we had Monday, November 24th, the big development update for that. Was a really great episode. A little bit later today we're having Alex's office hours. I think he's still playing Alex Wake. I do hope that he's playing the Dispatch demo soon, or he actually is going to get the game and start playing that. I think that's next on his agenda.
Yeah, Alex is a real pushover when it comes to saying, "Hey, do this." He will be happy to oblige, I'm sure.
Yeah, and not to mention, it's just also a great way to go. Just show up, talk with him, and he'll talk about any subject that any way the wind goes. If you want to talk about Eminem, if you want to talk about the Untold Stories project that he's involved in, he's more than happy to accommodate.
That's right. And here's the thing: what you didn't know is that there's a secret word that if you say it in Alex's chat, it will trigger an event.
Is it gravy?
I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to say, try them all.
It's gravy.
It's not gravy.
Anyway, this week, Tuesday, they do have City of Destiny coming out this Tuesday.
Nice.
Well, tomorrow, but Guardians of Haven is not going to be on Wednesday. So they're spend a little time with their family. However, Alex is putting together the next episode of Titan City Serials for Thursday morning. But of course, because you normally do your thing on Thursday night, there is no office hours this time around.
That's right. I will be giving thanks away from the internet.
That, and you have to get your gravy fix.
That's true. That's true. I have a gravy IV bag that I just kind of drag around with me.
Absolutely. And I remember when we started, when we started this whole What's in the Tank thing together back in 73, I was a down and out junkie hooked on phonics, and you were a Vegas showgirl
That's
just trying to
right.
keep up with her gravy habit. And then we're like, hey, what's in the tank? And we both looked at each other like, that's the idea. And we came up with it. So I appreciate you, Troy, all
There
the
it
time.
is. Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's all there
My
is for
saying,
this
the
Thanksgiving.
sentiments to you as well.
Aw,
I also want to say
thank
that
you.
gravy is the glue that keeps us together.
That is correct. And sometimes it's just
Absolutely.
sticky, but sometimes it does stick us together too. So usually it has to congeal a bit.
That is true.
But yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but it's always savory. Hey, chat, have a lovely holiday. Have a lovely week if you're not celebrating. We'll be back next week, and again, remember we've got a whole planning session to plan for, and those are always a blast. So keep your ears and eyes open for that. And basically, you get to suggest ideas that will make it into a show, and we will talk all about it, ad nauseum, whether we are experts or not, which is sort of our way.
Yeah.
Let
That's
me
how
see
we
if there's
do.
anything else I want to say or share. I
Just how
think
we
that
roll.
might be it. Oh, I know what it is.
Oh,
Hey, listen, if you are somebody who is particularly curious about the way of licensing, if you're sitting on that mutants and masterminds idea, all you need to do is send a note to let's play at greenronin.com and say, hey, I'd like some more information. I'm looking to put together sort of a little focus group discussion on what's ahead, and would love to get some feedback and thoughts, some initial reactions, and just kind of get a sense of how folks will react to some of the changes that are coming, and we're really excited about them. They're great changes, designed and developed to offer more opportunities, more connection to the IP, all that good stuff. But yeah, like we said earlier in the show, that's a whole 3 shows in itself. But before we do that, I want to get a little group together that has some passion around it and see what you think.
yeah.
That's all I've got. Devious, how about you?
I just want to give a shout out to all my friends out there, especially my crew, Paul Rua, Mark Dutel, Bernard, his lovely wife Stacy, and of course you, Troy. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Thank you very much, my friend. And I think that's it. I think all we've got left is to say goodbye.
Bye-bye. Gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble. I don't know why the music isn't playing, but dun 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 dun.
Dun, da,
Goodbye.
da, dun, da, dun, da, 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 da.